What's that behind me? Welcome, and today we're going to be doing r/scary stories. This one's called Me and My Friends Went Camping and Apparently They Never Exist. So me, 19 male, and my friends Aaron, 19 male, and Noah, 19 male, have been meaning to go on a camping trip in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. We had heard the rumors of how haunted the area was, which had immediately caught the interest as we intended to go on the camping trip with the intention of hopefully finding something spooky or paranormal. It also not too far away from us. We all lived in Boston, so it was only around a 5-hour drive. For a bit of context, me and my friends had known each other for around 4 months, as we had all just started attending the same college, and all three of us shared a dorm together. I got to know them pretty quickly and became quite close with them. Both Aaron and Noah have previously known each other from high school, so I was kind of the new guy on them. However, they would both always talk about how they are big into paranormal scene and are very interested in investigating sometimes. I'm also very interested in the paranormal, and me and one of my close friends from high school actually went investigating at a local attraction previously. So Aaron and Noah both suggest that over the winter break we should go camping and do some investigating of ourselves. They suggested we should go camping in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, as it's widely regarded as haunted and there are many ghost stories from that area. So we all agreed, and I asked if I could bring my friend from high school that I had previously been investigating with, as we both talked about meeting up for a trip sometime. So my friend Ryan, 19 male, agreed to this trip, and we made a group chat for the planning. So cut to winter break. We were all excited, and Ryan had met Aaron and Noah prior to the trip, so he wasn't going camping with two strangers. We left around 3 p.m., which was kind of late considering it got dark around 5 p.m. since it's winter. But Aaron insisted we didn't leave too early. He blamed it on not being a morning person, which was immediately strange, as he always was the first to get up each morning and never previously mentioned anything about it. But at the same time, I didn't think too much into it. Around 3 hours into our drive, it was already pitch black out. We still had another 2 hours left to kill, which Ryan was complaining about, as it was only meant to be one night camping trip, and now it felt like it was going to be shortened down. Aaron and Noah didn't seem to care, however, and they were still saying it was going to be a good trip. Keep in mind, Noah was driving, which will be important later. We were now about an hour away from arriving, and we're literally in the middle of nowhere. Noah insists on stopping at this random one-way so he could take a leak, and Aaron said he would go with him. 5 minutes have passed. Me and Ryan were just having a conversation and talking about how we were kind of mad we still haven't arrived yet, considering how late it was. Another 5 minutes had passed, and we were starting to get concerned as how too long both Aaron and Noah had been waiting for. That grammar, I love it. We both agreed to go and check it out. We got out of the car and proceeded to call their names, but there was no response. We weren't too worried, as we both kind of collectively thought they were just scaring us, so we decided to get in and wait another 10 minutes or so, as they would likely get bored or cold or both, and we'd just come back to the car. Keep in mind, Noah still had a car keys with him, so we were both still pretty annoyed. Considering we were already late, another 10 minutes had passed. There was no sign of Noah or Aaron. We started to get a little creeped out. We got out of the car yet again, only to be met with sound of the car door locking as we got out, ultimately locking us out of the car and trapping us in the freezing cold. We both just looked at each other visibly annoyed, as Noah and Aaron surely had been playing a joke on us. Since the car's locked, so someone had the keys and was nearby doing that to the car. So we both decided to get together and walk in the same direction they went to take a leak. But keep in mind that the road was surrounded by trees, so it's not like we just see them hiding behind a bush or something. And all of a sudden, we hear a chainsaw start up to our left, and then there was a guy in a black hoodie running towards us with a chainsaw. We both sprinted back towards the direction of the car, and once we got onto the road, the car had disappeared. It was the exact same piece of road in which we were parked, as there was a very distinguishable shaped boulder not too far away from the road that was very recognizable. So we knew we were in the right spot both times, and Ryan agreed to run along the road hoping to find the car or maybe a house, but we still hear the chainsaw in the distance. Thankfully, we ran for about a mile, ran into someone driving along the road. We stopped him and explained our situation, and he agreed to give us a ride to a more populated area, as there were apparently a small town not too far away. We arrived at the town and called the police and told them everything that happened. They put out a search for Aaron and Noah, as they assumed to be either in danger or missing, as if the car was gone, then someone would have taken the keys off them. We gave the police their information, but they were confused as nothing came up for either of them. And then I explained how they attended the same college as me and we were roommates, but that was all I really knew. The officer said that was enough for the night, and they were able to transport us back home to Boston, and we would be questioned tomorrow. However, by the time we got back to the dorm room, all of Noah and Aaron's belongings were gone. There was not a trace of them in the dorm room. It was as if they never lived there or had moved out. When the police officers arrived for further questioning, he discovered that there were no record of Aaron or Noah ever attending the college and became suspicious of us. A sick feeling filled my stomach as I realized what was really going on. Aaron and Noah must have lured me and Ryan out and tried to murder us, using fake names and pretending to attend college for months to gain my trust. I don't know if there will be any updates, as I don't know if we'll ever find those people who pretended to be our friends. If the police do come to any conclusions, I will post an update. Wow. I don't even know people would go that far to ever imagine to do something like that. Like, pretending to be your friend just to like try to kill you. Like, that's the only thing I could think of. Because again, I don't believe in ghosts, and I don't really believe in aliens. I know. But I don't really believe in any of that stuff. So for me, I always try to come to the most logical explanation. That just, it sounds like someone pretended to be your friends. But I feel it like if it's a 3-person dorm or like a 2-person dorm, I feel like, they're all their stuff's in there. Like, maybe they gave the school fake names, or they gave him fake names. That's probably what it was. Hey, this is our name. And then they really did go there, but dropped out. Because I feel like if you have, unless they're in the same like dorm hall and it's just like dorm rooms and that's what he meant, I think that maybe that's what he meant. But if they're all in the same dorm room, it just seems like, there'd be some record of someone else staying in there. That is really creepy. Obviously, I'm glad he got away. OP did get lucky. That car never came, who knows? This one's called, Someone Keeps Texting Me from My Mom's Dead Phone Number. I can't explain to you how hard this last year has been. Losing my mom feels like the world has ended. But what made my grief 10 times worse were the last messages she sent me before her tragic passing. I was at work. I wasn't allowed to be on my phone. I thought that I'd still had more time with her and that I'd respond as soon as I got off. Unfortunately, she had an accident while I was at work. The police told me she had ran a red light, but it just didn't feel right to me. She was more alert than that. She was smarter than that. I don't want to believe it. I looked over her messages while I wept at the side of her hospital bed, just thinking about you. I hope you had a good day at work. I'm getting groceries. Do you need anything? I love you. I cried harder than I've ever cried in my life. I couldn't even breathe. I begged for her to wake up. I begged for her to be okay, but I knew she wouldn't be. She was mangled. Her face was bruised and swollen. Her arms and legs were broken. Seeing her in this state made me nauseous, and I had to leave the room multiple times to vomit. She passed away a few hours later. In the weeks that followed, I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't even go to the bathroom because it became a chore. I locked myself away in my room and stared at the ceiling for days on end. In complete darkness, I thought of when I was a kid, how close we used to be, how I loved she made me feel, how stupid I had been to ignore her messages. It haunted me that I never got the chance to say goodbye. Days turned into weeks turned into months. Then one day, while I wallowed in my self-pity, a message from my mom hit the screen. I hope you're proud of yourself. I stared at the message, feeling my heart do backflips at the illusion that she was still here. I guess I wasn't important enough to talk to. Tears welled up in my eyes, and my jaw fell open. Reading the messages didn't feel real. Before I could respond, a string of new messages followed. You never loved me. You never spent time with me. Remember all those times I asked you to come and see me? Anger and grief fused together as I typed out a response. Who the fuck is this? Is this fucking funny to you? I'm gonna show this to the police. The chat bubble popped up on the screen, and a reply came through. You're going to burn in hell. You should be ashamed of yourself after everything I sacrificed. As much as it pained me to do, I blocked the phone number, collapsed into bed, absolutely reeling. Tears stung my eyes. It felt like barbed wire wrapped around my throat. I was so fucking angry that I couldn't do anything about that sick prankster. I cried myself to sleep, but as soon as I woke, my phone vibrating every few seconds. Somehow, someway, I was getting text from my mom's contact again. You will never escape your own selfishness. This is what you are. A selfish, uncaring, deviant little boy who's going to rot in hell for eternity. I've deleted the number at least 10 times now, but it just keeps coming back. They started calling me by the nickname my mom gave me, the only one she knew. They've listed off every single instance where I could show up but didn't. They've reminded me of unanswered text. They say things so deeply personal that it doesn't feel like a prank anymore. I changed my number last week, as well as got a new phone. I hadn't even given my new information to anyone before the text started up again. The messages are starting to crawl into my brain and convince me that they're right. I should have done more. I could have been better, but instead I chose to be distant. I sent one last message to my mom. I love you so much. I'm so sorry. The text bubble popped up, then it's been on my screen for hours now. I'm so afraid of what they're gonna say. Wow, what a scary story. I mean, very supernatural. I would be terrified. I don't know what I would do. When you lose your mom, or any parent, any family member, you're gonna feel like you never did enough. And I'm really starting to think that this is more of a demon. Maybe he is getting pranked, but he's been through so much that, he is starting to psychologically think like what if this is my mom? Like, she's knowing personal stuff. But but maybe it's just fake stuff, but he's relating it to his dead mom, as, oh, she only knew this. If the person talked about the color yellow and my mom passed away, I'd be like, holy fuck, my mom's favorite color was yellow. Like, this has to be something with my mom. So I think it's someone pranking him, but he's just so vulnerable that this is happening. Very well written story. So on to the next one. Me and my girlfriend were attacked and nearly killed by a MIB. On February 14th, 1988, me and my girlfriend decided to go on a picnic day for a Valentine's Day. It was a beautiful day outside, so I decided to bring my camera to take photos of the wildlife. We were enjoying ourselves when my girlfriend pointed out something in the sky. It was a cigar shape. It had 2 lights. I took a couple photos of it, and when we were done with our picnic, we took the photos to the police. They said they would look into it. The next day, me and my girlfriend were at the house watching some TV when we suddenly heard a knock at the door. I opened it and was greeted by a man wearing a black suit. He asked me if I could come inside. I hesitated for a second, but I saw the man's suit and assumed he was at my house for something important, so I let him come in. He sat down on my couch next to my girlfriend and ordered me to sit down as well. I complied, and the man began talking. He asked me if I'd seen a UFO, and I said we had. He asked if I took a photo of it. I said we had. Then he ordered me and my girlfriend not to talk about the incident anymore, or else bad things would happen. My girlfriend said okay, but I refused to allow this guy to randomly show up to my house and tell me and my girlfriend what to do. I told him we wouldn't be staying quiet about the incident. Then he sighed, shook his head, and appeared to be reaching out of his pocket for something. That's when I went into fight mode. I punched him in the face, which startled him. He grabbed me. We fell to the floor. As we tussled, I managed to reach out his pocket. He pulled out a pistol. The man managed to wrestle the pistol out of my hand and was about to shoot me with it when my girlfriend stabbed him in the back with the knife she had grabbed it from the kitchen. We dragged his body outside, buried him. Lucky for us, we live and still live in the very rural countryside, so nobody saw us bury him. I didn't like that story. Everyone's always heard of the Men in Black, and there was that clip or that hotel where they were in there, like walking back and forth, and I know some people believe them. That was just it's just really short, and that one was kind of boring. So, sorry OP, but I just did not like that one, but that's okay. I don't have to like them all. Those are some great stories, well, until the last one, but that's okay. That's all right. Like I said, they're not always going to be great. If you like this episode, please go check out the other episodes. I have a lot of good stories in there, a lot of Emma the Assholes, some other scary stories, and just somewhere I'm yapping. So please go check out other episodes on the podcast. I think you guys will really enjoy them. If you want to stick around, I'm going to be talking about a little more about the podcast, some stuff about myself, and some new things coming up. If you don't, again, just go check out the other episodes. I have a lot of stories on those, and I have a lot more coming out soon. So just wait for new episodes. Go check out the old episodes. Please hit the subscribe button and like, and let's get into the next segment. So this was a different taste of an episode for this video. I saw that a lot of the Minecraft stuff has been, getting popular, and I love Minecraft. I've just, never really wanted to kind of take that faceless side of like YouTube. I did that with gaming on VivX, and for me, once I tried that, it really didn't work for me, and it was hard to become a brand and try to make a brand out of myself when you're not showing your face, you're relying on your voice and your fans coming off that voice. But for me, I wanted to start off with my face as the face of the channel and not just my voice as the face of the channel. So I never wanted to get into reading stories and just playing a game. But this episode, I tried to make it a little bit different, with the background plus the background of the stories, and I think that it was really fun. It's definitely was a challenge, but I think that going forward, I wouldn't mind doing this for Minecraft or different games, and I think that this kind of connects both worlds, and I think it was super fun for me, and I definitely would be interested in trying this again and experience. I've really quite enjoyed making YouTube videos, and I've been trying my best to grind out stuff, and I've uploaded a few shorts and then deleted those shorts just because I didn't want that to take away from the main channel of like the main videos, and I just felt like I was trying to push stuff out and trying to get views and trying to get things, and it brought me back more to a point of, later channels or earlier channels I had, where I would just try to, pump stuff out and just try to get subscribers and get views, and just try to, just push as much stuff and shit out there that I could. But that eventually that just kind of shits down the channel, and it just waters down what I want the channel to be, the podcast to be. Like I said, I want these podcast episodes to start off short so I can get better at editing, and then get into longer episodes where I can put the editing focus that I want to put in on these episodes. It's easy, but it's hard to kind of do everything I want to do with this episode or in the future episodes, but I want to get it done because I love what I do and I love making these videos. I have a couple channels coming out. I know I've said that in the last episode, but it's actually getting pushed. I will leave a link to both channels in the description. Those will be coming out with new episodes very soon. What I wanted to do was to get a bunch of episodes and just stack episodes and then just release like 2 episodes and then have 2 more after that and then get into it. But what I've realized is that I've just want to get the episodes out, and so I'm not going to stack. I'm just going to get recording and get it out there. The first one is called TMA Running, or I want to call it TMA Fitness. You'll know when this video comes out which one I went with. Probably TMA Running. I want to focus on a running channel. I've talked about it in the first episode where I want to, get to a running channel where it has a creative direction, which other running channels, most fitness channels don't have. I want to make it where you've never seen it, something like this before, where it has a different kind of like art style, different style to it that you've never seen in any fitness channel. And I think that it really will change the game in the running space, and people, I think, hopefully, I hope, that I'm right. I definitely could be wrong. Most likely I'm wrong, but I hope that it will change the running space and inspire more people to get into running, because I love running. The second one is a finance channel, brainstorming ideas and brainstorming names for it. I really love getting into finances and just kind of helping people, take better care of their money, because it inspires me to take better care of my money, because I'm usually a person who likes to preach what they do, and I want people to be smart with their money, plus learn some history of how credit cards became credit cards and why this is this. And I think it's super interesting, and I think that will really help people and kind of keep people fascinated. It's a lot to try to make so and so much stuff, but I didn't forget about the short that has got pushed back with a bunch of other stuff. We did film some of it, and it didn't come out as best as we wanted it to, but I've really just decided that I'm going to cut it, make it into a short for YouTube Shorts, and just post it. I don't think I'm going to post it on this channel. I think we're going to post it on a separate channel called TMA Clips, and post it on there and try to direct people towards that. I might post it on this channel if I feel like it came out really well done. But if I'm like, this is okay, then I'll probably post it on TMA Clips, just because I think it'll be okay enough to get, or I want it to be seen, but seen on the podcast, I'm not sure. I want to keep the focus of the podcast and not other stuff. And I'm not, upset with this, but I feel as this has come a lot more to me reading Red stories, which is what I want it to be. To be fair, after I read the second podcast episode of the stories, all those stories, I wanted it to be that after, because of how much I enjoyed those stories. Again, because I wanted to base it off those Minecraft, things, I wanted it to be like that. And, you know, I want people to be here for the Reddit stories, but plus for me. And as selfish as that and weird as that sounds, I do want people to be here to hear my opinion and to know what's going on with me and like the channel itself, because the channel is a family, and I feel like, you know, obviously I have to run the channel because I run the channel. It's like I pay the rent for the household, but like I want the family here with me. And I think that I think that we're starting to get there, and you know, we're really been grinding. Drink how many times I've said but I think we've really been grinding. That's been my biggest, you know, thing. I want to get videos out there. Again, I will say these videos, I don't know how well they are, but I think they're well enough to get out there and for people to see them. And I wanted this to be a longer episode, and I think, you know, we definitely got there, but that's just how it's going to be from going on. I think it's similar to these episodes. Background, gameplay, whatever it is, I think that that's just the best. And I think that, you know, that will just be how it'll go on from now on. And I think you guys will really enjoy that. I hope you really do. Again, if you guys really do fuck with this, or if you guys really do like this episode, please, you know, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the likes or dislikes. Like, all of that is constructive criticism. Any of that I'll take. You know, I just want to hear feedback. I just want to hear, this is good, this is shit, this is, you know, anything like that. I've gotten some nice comments on the shorts and on the actual videos, and it's meant the world. I mean, you guys have no idea how much it means to me. I try to reply to every comment, and I'm going to try to keep that going as much as I can. You know, I'll reply to every comment I can as long as I can, you know. I love talking to you guys, and I love, you know, chatting it up and just figuring out what's going on with you guys. You know, I love you guys, and I just want this channel. I want to grow with you guys and just kind of learn this with you. And that's what I've been doing. And, you know, that's what I'll continue to do, is learn with you guys. You know, we like to talk about mental health at the end of the episode. It is really important to me to talk about this with you guys, just because I've went through, you know, my own rough time and still trying to get over this rough time. Mental health is super important. It's as much important or even more important as your physical health. You know, more now than ever, have more people, guys and girls, have gotten depressed over time and time. And it is a horrible thing that, you know, a lot of people, I feel like, don't really talk about anymore, just because it's, you know, a stigma to go around that. And I just want to let you guys know that it is important. It is the most important to talk about this to someone when you are feeling sad, down, not like yourself, depressed, anxiety, anything else you may be going through. It is important to talk to someone that's a doctor, that's a family member, that's a friend, that is anybody close to you, or maybe even not close to you. You need to talk to someone, because they will listen and they will help. And sometimes it's just good to even just get that off your chest, and not even if they give you any input. I've talked to a lot of friends where they're not the biggest, like, you know, talkers back, but they're very good listeners. And just getting that pain out of your chest, because sometimes it is a pit in your chest where, you know, you can't breathe, and you just are like, man, life is really over. It's like it's over. But it's not over. And people care about you. It's always okay to not be okay. And I think that more people need to realize that it's okay to talk about your feelings. Guys, I understand that, you know, it's seen as weak to be, you know, showing feelings and showing, you know, sadness to other people. But it's even weaker to hide that because you're scared to show that. And I think that, you know, talk to someone. Girl or guy, we just need to talk to someone. It's super important. Everyone goes through mental health, and you know, it can come at you at any time, at any age, any race, any gender. It can hit you out of nowhere. And it's better to be prepared and talk to a therapist before that stuff happens, but it's even more important to talk to someone when that stuff happens. So reach out to a therapist, reach out to someone that you can talk to and feel comfortable to. It's okay to take medicine. It's okay to want to help yourself. If you're ever feeling like you're going to hurt yourself or take your own life, please reconsider and do not do that. It is never okay to hurt yourself or think about taking your own life, because there is people out there who really care if you're gone and who really miss you if you're gone. I'll miss you. Your parents will miss you. Loved ones will miss you. Your friends will miss you. Classmates, co-workers, they will all miss you. And it is never okay to take your life. People are here to help you. I will leave the number here. If you are ever thinking about that, please reconsider and ask for some help. I love you guys so much. I am so thankful for the small fan base I have already and the small subscribers I have already. And I appreciate you guys for watching. I love you guys so much. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.